Are you tired of seeing only highlight reels from successful YouTubers? Let's get real about the challenges of building a YouTube channel. In this video, I'm sharing the hardest parts, the biggest challenges, and the lessons learned along the way. If you're a new YouTuber, I recommend that you subscribe to this channel because the comment section is a great place for you to vent about some of the troubles you're having. And as a community, we can talk about it together and overcome those. So don't worry, there's help out there. Now let's get started with this video. The starting line. This is the section where everybody starts, and it is where the hardest part, I'd say, probably lies. Getting started on your YouTube journey can be tricky. First off, you're thinking about all the different equipment you might need to buy and how to set up a camera and microphone so the audio is clear and all these little nuanced things you never thought you'd be thinking about. But trust me, as you make a few videos, it starts to get a lot easier. But probably the hardest part for all new YouTubers is starting to make the videos. I remember even in my first few videos where I actually have a history of doing public speaking, I was really nervous. I didn't sound like myself. I was being all weird and kind of about things, very robotic. It wasn't much fun. And then when I watched the videos back, they weren't great. But you know what I did? I posted them anyway, because you have to start somewhere. So if you're not posting and recording the videos, or should I say recording and then posting the videos, then you're not really making the progress, because half the battle is actually putting it out there for everybody to see. And as you do that 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you start to realize that you're not getting many views in the first place. So there's not really that many people seeing it, but the views that you do get and the comments that you get are actually really inspiring and motivating. There's a lot of people that are saying, congratulations, way to put yourself out there. Great video. I love what you're talking about. I'm going through the same thing. So really, those first 5 videos, maybe 10 videos where you're trying to find your voice and kind of get that natural flow on the camera, those are the ones that kind of cut your teeth in getting used to it. And it also warms your audience up to actually who you are. They can see the struggles that you're going through. And on my channel, I'm a really big advocate of sharing all of that. I don't have 1 million subscribers, and that's okay. But I'm here to share my thoughts and what I'm learning with all of you who are also new YouTubers to help you get over the hump. And maybe something that I learned yesterday that I share with you today is going to help you and make this connection that helps you get to the next level with your video content creation. Now, the second part I like to think of as the grind and where you're building momentum. So this is kind of the tough area. You start to realize that you're not getting a lot of views and you're not getting a lot of subs yet. And the one thing that I did that changed everything for me, that gave me a good explosive growth section in my channel's history, is I started getting really consistent. I started making videos every day for a 30-day window. And it was a challenge to not just myself, but also to the YouTube algorithm to see who they were going to put my videos in front of, and also to prove to myself that I could get out there and make videos every single day for 30 days and not run out of ideas. I thought that it was going to be a lot harder than it was. The toughest part about it was probably scheduling the time every single day to make a video, sit down, edit it, make the thumbnail and all that stuff. But I'll tell you, as I did it over a 30-day window, I got really fast at not just editing the videos, but also creating the thumbnail, writing the descriptions, the title, and all that stuff. And it actually shaved probably 2/3 of the time off of me making an entire video. I can sit down now, shoot a video, do the thumbnail, description, and all that stuff in probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if I'm kind of lollygagging around a little bit. So as you do it more and more, you can get much faster at creating it. And also something that helped me a lot, and this might help some of you, is I switched from DaVinci Resolve over to Final Cut Pro. And on DaVinci Resolve, I went out and I bought a brand new MacBook Pro, so I had a nice powerful laptop. And I thought that I'd be fine, but it was just always lagging. And I was really struggling with that. And as soon as I switched to Final Cut Pro, because it's software that's actually made for Apple, and I'm not an expert in this stuff, so if you have different opinions, please put them in the comments below. But I found with Final Cut Pro, it smoothed out the entire process a ton. And yes, it sucks because I had to buy 2 different softwares, but Final Cut Pro offers you a 45-day free trial of the full software, which is really nice. So if you're just getting started and you want to try out a software, I'd say try out Final Cut Pro, especially if you're a Mac user, because it's going to run more smoothly on your machine. And then also with that 45-day trial, you're going to be able to figure out, all right, can I do the editing part or do I need to outsource it? And personally, I would love to outsource it as soon as possible, but I want to start making some money through the channel before I bother doing that, because it can get really expensive really quick, especially if you're making 2 or 3 videos a week like I'm doing. Now, the next section that I'd say you're probably going to go through is the discouragement section and finding roadblocks. This is a season of your YouTube journey where you're going to start comparing yourself to other creators. And I did go through that, although it wasn't quite as bad because I've also started other businesses before. So I had set some pretty real expectations for myself. But as you start to look at other creators and you see that these people haven't been around as long as you, and maybe they already have 1,000 subscribers or 5,000 subscribers, and there's people that even I've seen and I've connected with and talked to that have been making videos for a shorter amount of time than me, but have seen much more growth, it can be frustrating. But the way that I fixed that, and really kind of fixed it right out of the gate, was I made a determination when I started this that this was going to be a 5 to 10 year plan. I wasn't looking at this as how fast can I grow in 6 months or what can I accomplish in 1 year. I sat down and said, what can I do if I stick with this for 5 to 10 years? And looking at it through that lens changes everything for you. I'm not frustrated at looking at how many views I'm getting or how many subscribers I've gained each week or each month, because I know this is just a small section of my journey. And the way that YouTube works, and really any social media, is it's going to come down to a handful of videos or posts that you create that are just killer. And those are the ones where you get 10,000 or 100,000 views on it, and most of your channel grows just from that. So you have to give yourself enough time to become successful. And I would say that if you're looking at this as a way to try to quit your job in the future, you didn't just go get your job. Most likely you had to go to 4 years of college to get it. Look at this as your first 4 years are really going through your college. And if you're somebody like me that was going through college, it's probably going to take you 5 years. So I gave it myself a 5-year window. I'm only 1 year into it right now. And as far as I'm concerned, and I don't care if you guys disagree with me on this, I think I'm doing great. I've got a little base of subscribers. I've been consistently putting out videos. I have about 70 videos out right now. And I've found my voice and I've gotten comfortable with talking on the camera. So if you're feeling discouraged, just widen the window of the amount of time that you're looking to be successful. Try to figure out a way that you can grow this YouTube channel and grow a side income through that and the leverage that you get from long-term views off of YouTube, but make it more of a 5-year plan as opposed to a 6 or 12-month plan. It's going to make it a lot easier for you, and you're going to be a lot less frustrated on a day-to-day basis. Now, the turning point you're going to get to after that is where you start to find your tribe. And this is really awesome. I have a handful of people who are commenting on a lot of my videos. They're staying engaged. We're discussing stuff back and forth in the comments. And that's where it starts to get fun. Because I just commented back to somebody, duct tape, wherever you are. I can't remember your entire name, but he has a channel. Look down below. You'll probably see his comment come up on this in the next day or two. And go give him a follow. But he's always commenting, your video helped me with this, your video helped me with that. And I just replied to him today, if there's just one person that I'm able to help with each video that I make, then it's worth making the video. So you don't need to touch 100,000 or 10,000 people with each video that you make. If you look at it as, I'm doing this to give back to the world. I have some experience in starting businesses and helping people grow personal brands that has made me some money. And I want to be able to give as much of that back for free to everybody else that I can. And the reason that I'm doing that is because nothing makes me happier than helping somebody become an entrepreneur. I believe wholeheartedly in that everybody should have a business. If you have a full-time job, say you love your job, I would recommend still starting a business on the side, because first off, you're going to make extra money. I mean, that's a no-brainer why you start a business, right? But the amount of stuff that you learn, the connections that you make, and who you become in the course of growing that business is what makes it all worthwhile. It's probably even going to make you better at your job, because you're going to understand things from a different level that most of the other employees don't. So getting through this phase is really huge. I would say just look for the 1 or 2 people that you're able to connect with through each video, the 1 or 2 comments that you might get, and those are the things that can feed you and keep you going. And if you have any other comments or questions about your YouTube journey and something that maybe I can help about, this is a great time. Toss that down in the comments and I'll answer those in another video coming up soon. So now that you've found your tribe, let's talk a little bit about the future and what long-term YouTube success can look like. This is where you're able to start to develop brand promotions. People are going to be reaching out to you. Hey, I'd like to pay you, some sort of money to do a little promo spot in your video for our product. You're going to be able to start looking at the YouTube monetization, so you can start getting paid through YouTube for just views that you have on videos that you're putting out, and a lot of other exciting stuff that comes through there. You're going to be able to start putting together courses and trying to help people in a deeper way to be able to achieve their goals, even more so than you can just talking to the camera like this, because a lot of people, really pretty much everybody in my opinion, needs to have somebody to go back and forth with. Having a mentor in this process makes it so much easier, because you can watch all the videos in the world on how to make $10,000 a month with YouTube, like one of my last videos. But if you're not actually working in the real world with somebody to help go through some of the pitfalls that you're experiencing and some of the struggles, and maybe, why is this not working, and they can suggest something else. Having the back and forth with an actual real person makes all the difference in the world. And then on top of all of that, the biggest thing that I would suggest is just to make sure you stay authentic. Stay who you are. I'm Chris. I am just kind of like an ADHD, crazy fisherman, golfer guy. I love business, and I'm trying to make sure that my true energy comes out in my videos. In the first probably 5 to 10 videos, like I said, it just wasn't me. And you can go back and look at some of them, and you can see that there's just a way different cadence and the way that I'm talking, and a lot of the language out even that I was using. And this has been kind of a clean video, but I'm a former bartender. I swear, I kind of have a dirty mouth a little bit, and that comes out in my videos, and I don't really care. As from what I've read, as long as it's not in the first 30 seconds of your video, it doesn't hurt you at all on YouTube. So just go ahead and be you. Stay authentic and let people see the real you that is out there trying to help them with whatever you're making videos about, because that's where your real audience is going to come from. Being able to talk to people and actually be yourself is what's going to drive the growth of your channel. People don't want somebody who's fake, and they can tell very quickly if you're being fake. Or, you can tell very easily with politicians that they're just being fake. So it's so easy for people to pick up that, their bullshit meter, I guess, what kind of goes off. They can see and they can sense that stuff. So just be you, be real, be authentic. And through that and through time and through experience, you're going to have great videos, and people are going to come back every single week to watch them. So just stick with it. That's the biggest thing. So if I can circle all this back around, the biggest thing you need to focus on is the consistency, making sure that you're doing at least one video a week, or, whatever your schedule is going to be, just be on schedule. I'm shooting to do 3 videos a week after my month-long run. I figured 1 video a week was just slowing down way too much, and 3 is definitely in my wheelhouse. So that's what I'm doing. But the consistency and keeping at it is what's going to drive everything. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. Really, it comes down to me sharing some of my experience of, what I've gone through and some of the different emotional roller coasters that you're going to go through with you creating your own YouTube channel. Like I said, if you stick with it, it's all going to be gravy. You'll get there. Thanks for watching. I got some other videos that are going to be popping up right around here, and I will see you guys on the next video.